Now to the latest on what is happening down in the Eastern Cape. The fight for the COVID-19 TERS funds is continuing in Gqeberha, down in that province. Taxi operators in the area vowing to continue their protest action until they get answers about the money that they say is due to them. They also say the Labour Department confirmed that the funds were released to the taxi associations. Ronald Masinda, you're down there for us following this story, and I suppose the obvious question is, if the allegation is correct, the money was released, where is the money?
Yes, indeed, and that's an unanswered question that a lot of taxi operators and taxi owners are still asking here in Gqeberha as the taxi strike enters its third day. Now, we are expecting that taxi operators will be engaging with the Nelson Mandela Bay executive mayor with regards to this. But as you can see in the background, we are in Walmer. This is a township that is about 10 kilometers outside of Port Elizabeth. Now, a lot of people who are walking here have been left stranded. These are the people that usually take taxi this time of the day, but unfortunately, given the current circumstances where taxis have been grounded, the people here need to walk to work. Just to give you and just to paint a picture, Gareth, of the plight many people here are facing. Last night, there were a lot of disruptions throughout the day, but last night, a lot of restaurants that we spoke to, people who own restaurants, were saying that they were out their workers, and last night was actual a blackout where electricity had gone for several hours, and many people had to shut down their restaurants given that they were unable to have people to work at these restaurants. And this is a reality that many of them are faced with. We know that there have been quite a number of other disruptions. The Nelson Mandela Bay Metro saying that quite a number of services had to be put on hold. Services like ensuring that burst pipes are fixed and electrical faults are fixed had to be put on hold in several townships as the taxi strike continued. Several taxi operators are saying that they are not letting this issue lie down. They say they've been fighting for their TERS and UIF money for over a year now, and that they've been left stranded without any questions of theirs being answered amicably. And they've been saying that they belong to around 11 taxi associations, and this strike that is being conducted here sees around 500 people from the taxi industry, and many of them cater for quite a number of people who rely on taxis as a mode of transport. But what is the other big concern now is the alleged arson attack that we witnessed last night in Motherwell, and many people are worried that without buses they will be completely left stranded.
And that's the question many people are asking this morning, Ronald, and I'm sure it's quite a difficult answer to get. But if this is a taxi driver strike, there is now a suggestion that the buses are being attacked in a way to force government, or at least local government, local authorities, to step in to try and sort out this issue. Have you gotten any indication that there is some kind of connection? Ronald, I'm not sure if I'm still with you. Let me try the question again. If not, I'll move on. The connection between the arson of the buses, the other type of public transport, and the taxis. There has been a suggestion that this is a way of forcing local government to come to the table to intervene in this TERS issue. Have you gotten any information to suggest there is a connection? It looks like we have lost Ronald Masinda for the moment, but I think we have got the gist from you. You can see all those people walking behind him. Ronald, I've been told you can hear me. If possible, did you hear my question about the connection between the arson of the buses and also the taxi drivers? Some suggestion that it's a way of forcing local government to try and sort out this issue by taking out other forms of public transport. I hope you heard me this time.
Yes, indeed, Gareth, but we can only be speculating at this stage as the investigations are still ongoing. I mean, this is an incident that took place late last night. In fact, we got information of it at around 9 o'clock last night, and we went out to Motherwell, to that actual Algoa bus depot, to see 8 buses completely gutted down. And what we heard on the ground is that many people say that this is an all too familiar sight. There have been strikes like this before, and during these strikes there were 8 other buses that were also completely gutted down earlier this year. But what we can also establish is that at around 10 o'clock this morning, the executive mayor will be speaking to the taxi industry with ongoing talks. But what the other issue that we're also getting on the ground here is that many people feel unsafe during the strike. Many vehicles have been stopped. E-hailing services who are operating on the townships have been told to leave the townships because the taxi industry will not afford to have other forms of taxis operating here. So at the moment we cannot at this stage really say that the last night's arson attack is linked with the taxi strike. But what we can say, Gareth, is that this has happened before at that actual bus depot in Motherwell. We also heard stories of around 20 buses in 1 year completely gutted down. And the security guards, they're saying that, you know, one of the biggest issues here is that people take out their frustrations on bus services. And bus services, we are yet to speak to the CEO. We are hoping to get comment from the Algoa Bus CEO with regards to some of the measures that they will now have to put in place. But the main issue and the main concern here is that thousands of people are stranded. We've seen schools that have been shut down here on the metro, as well as even hospitals facing interruptions. Dorangenza Hospital in the township a couple of days ago had quite a number of people protesting outside, saying that they will not allow any ambulance services or nurses inside that facility. So it really is a really tense situation here in Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. We do know that the taxi industry is gathering in several parts of the metro here in Gqeberha, and we will continue to follow and monitor the situation.
No doubts. The moment you have anything, we'll come back to you on the ground for us in the Eastern Cape this morning. The knock-on effect of the taxi strike on health, schooling and also employment. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that. Ronald Masinda, thank you very much indeed.